Welcome back to Conversations with Kanyomozi. My name is Lisa Kanyomozi Raboni. A great big shout out to Net Studios for making sure we look good. We've also got Goldman's Luxury, who makes sure we sit right, and the Closet UG, who is responsible for making sure I look good. So I told you guys, once we return, I would be bringing a lot of my friends onto the page, or channel rather. So go ahead and follow us so you can keep in tune with the people in my life. On this side, we've got
Sharon and I, I'm a content creator.
on this side, we've got
I'm Tracy Ivinakayanga. I'm an activist, but also I'm a friend to the content
creators. Yeah, we just rope her into our noise. So
I identify as friend
of content creators. So the three of us met at a feminist leadership training in 2019.
Yes, 2019.
Guys, anniversary time is soon. And we were the youngest people in the group, so obviously they put us together, and we've been the youngins since, never broken up. I love it for us. And obviously the conversation that we're going to have is first to start on to do with feminism. So I happen to write a book on the job. We're going to put a picture here. If you haven't got it, it's coming back into rotation soon, so send your money. And one of the sections is around feminism, and I have conversations with feminists, but also these two people here have helped me learn a lot through feminist thought, feminist discourse, conversations. They are organizing in the separate jobs that they do. You see them here, they're very serious in their daytime. So so we're going to talk about Grace with Feminism, and that was a conversation that I had with Ophelia in the book. And since we are friends, let's talk. Yes. So what was your initial tolerance for grace?
I think for myself, I started being graceful the older I got. Mm-hmm. I think I didn't give myself grace in a lot of things, and then I would in turn do the same for others. Like someone would do something to me and like I'm going to cut you off. I'm
immediately.
Not going to give you time to explain yourself. Like I was heavy on the cancel culture, but I think the older I grew and learned to pick apart people's situations and try to understand why would someone do that thing. Like no one just wakes up and does things. There must be a thought process behind it. So the older I grew and got to appreciate that people don't just wake up and make some decisions, I also in turn gave that grace to myself, and I said, for all the bad or good things I have done, I didn't just wake up and do them. You know, there's something behind it, so why not extend that grace to other people? But also that's what I would expect from other people. So I give grace to people because I'm expecting the same from them. Sometimes I don't get it, sometimes I do, but that's when I started practicing it.
I feel like it's really nice to have like the same energies reciprocated, you know, to feel like you're loved, you're seen, acknowledged, and all of that. And for me, one thing is that like being able to listen and have conversations with different people, like you get to have different perspectives on life, and like there are different practices, the good things and the bad things, and then you're able to pick out like key things that you feel will be able to contribute to your life moving forward. You know, like when you're having conversations, you don't have to like take on everything. All of us like morph or like change at different levels. So when you see someone like at a higher level, and then where you're still learning and growing, every day is an opportunity to learn, you know, and when you're more open to that, you're always open to like having conversations and basically growing in your element.
And I like it. See what I'm saying? So in that, I know we have drugged people. Yes. But have you ever been, one of my biggest fears when I became a vocal feminist on Twitter was the thought of being drugged. So it took a lot of me to actually, till I felt like my thoughts had been organized enough, if that makes any sense. Or obviously I didn't want to be in a place where I'm just politically correct and it's not actually what I feel, think, and practice. But I do want to ask, were you ever dragged as a feminist?
No, so like I said, I'm a friend to the content creator. And
so a silent participant.
Silent participant. I'm not so big on social media, and I also don't have it in me to be arguing with people who are seated behind their keyboards. Like,
So
you know,
basically,
so but But like, I don't heavily engage on social media because, first of all, it's a beautiful space, but I also know how toxic it can be.
Yeah.
So I try to limit how much I interact or engage with social media. So even when I might have a unpopular take, you're not going to know it. I'm going to share it with my friends, and then they'll be like, Tracy, that's not okay.
Yeah.
For my space of
of
love.
love,
But if I go online, I'm sure I'm not going to get the grace that
And the love,
maybe I would appreciate, or get someone to tell me, okay, you looked at it in this way,
But actually, maybe if you think
maybe
about
think
it
about
in
it
this
this
way,
So me, I haven't been dragged, but I know I have seen something and I text Lisa and I'm like, Lisa, people are dragging you online. Are you okay? And she's like, don't worry about it.
No, wake up.
Yeah, so dragging me, maybe if I became more vocal, I think I would have been dragged, but
It's
yeah,
not sure,
it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been dragged as well.
Sharon's such a
like
nice person. Sharon's a nice person. On Instagram,
calm,
just so nice to look at.
Like I try, like Tracy was saying, I feel like getting into fights with people online is very hectic.
Yeah.
And you find that like the people whose work all day is just to go and be bullied
Bullying
and
and troll,
like that's what they'll do the entire day. And if you like let that mentality consume you, you'll find that you also end up becoming a troll on social media. So sometimes like I look at things and I'm like, should I really contribute to it or should I not? Or I'd rather like share it on like a platform.
That's what she does. She takes screenshots and then brings the thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah.
And then also, so that when you're like going to like comment about it, you already have more
multiple,
information and like you're coming from a conscious point of view and you're sharing this intel other than just throwing information out there, and then you get dragged when you're like innocently putting it out there.
And because that's what you know, sometimes you get dragged because
that's what you know.
Yes.
And the point is to be educated.
Yeah.
My dear, but the way you guys on Twitter.
and the dragging is double if you identify as a feminist.
It's like, that's what happened with the drug of the year. My dear. Everyone was just like, but you're the one who talks about body color. I'm like, guys, it wasn't shock.
I know. You're not allowed to joke.
Yes. Like you should be following this line that you have drawn for yourself and not go astray. It's supposed to be perfect on all
through.
Yeah,
I think, and that was my lesson for Grace, was like the same way that I learn and I continue to learn, so should I give people the same thing? Or I just stop I stop engaging. If you don't want to learn, then you're not my
But I'm interested to know how do you deal with it, because you've been dragged a couple of times.
How do I deal with it?
How are you able
I think you should share a couple of pointers as well.
For other people who get dragged and then delete their account, how do you do it so that like
on the phone that I bought with my data, I delete my account because of you. Okay, but I feel like that was a bit torn, whatever. But like personally, if you're not my friends, I don't have your opinion of me it doesn't hold water.
Yeah.
It's not relevant. So if you don't know me personally, you know me off of social media, and you want to drag me, it's not going to cause me to lose sleep, because you're going to talk and talk and talk, and then tomorrow there'll be another hot topic for you to mind about. So that's the thing. Also, I have a very curated timeline. So even when when dragging is going on, I can only see your tweets or your retweets, your tweets, your likes, until someone brings me a screenshot and says, "Madam," that's when I'm like, "Hey, is this serious?" So I think that's what saves me. I have a very, very curated timeline. I have literally half of the Ugandan Twitter, the people who like to influence dragging are blocked and muted. So their content never gets onto my page. My page has only people I follow and like other funny things. So unless I've seen it through sharing, it doesn't affect me. So I think that's what helped a lot more. Yeah. And then the final one is, how do you practice grace with your feminism? Like, so if in the scenario that you know someone, obviously not all our friends identify as feminists, not all our friends are informed around homophobia, transphobia. How do you love someone and still accord grace to them?
Why am I always going fast? Do you know, like I said earlier, the same grace I would appreciate is the same I give to people.
Yeah.
And I always say nobody knows everything.
Yeah.
So if it's someone I know, a personal friend or even an acquaintance, when they say a problematic thing, I usually tell them, like, yo, that's not okay. It's not okay for you to say that because of A, B, C, and D. And I've also learned to give grace in love. So not just pointing fingers and calling people pick-me's and doing all those things. Some people say things because they actually genuinely don't know. Or in their minds, because
this
of
is the
very
actual
many issues.
thing,
That's the truth. That's my truth, and I'm choosing to say it out loud. So if you come to me and you're trying to show me or present me new information, it has to be, first of all, in a respectful way. But also you have to give me a solution. Don't just tell me what you said is wrong.
And then
okay, and then
so what is right?
Yes, so what is right?
So
come to me with solutions. So for me, in grace with feminism and the people I engage with who are not necessarily feminists or who are feminists and say problematic things, I just tell you like what you said is wrong because of A, B, C, and D. And if you look at it in this way, maybe you will change your mindset about it. And of course, me with the kind of work that I do, we engage heavily with a lot of problematic people, let me say, for lack of a better word. So you're going to deal with people who are homophobic, you're going to deal with people who are sexist, from all walks of life. So how do you then engage them and give them this new piece of information without making them feel inferior or without making it feel like you're attacking their character? So I think also with doing my job, I have been able to learn how to engage with different people. The information I might bring to Lisa is not the same I'm going to bring to one Elsie in Karamoja. So learning also how to approach people. How do I approach you with new information? How do I let you know that what you have said is problematic, but while respecting who you are as a person? So,
I love that.
I think for me, it's being more intentional with the way that we love, with the way that we interact with the different people that we say we care about. Because with that, you find yourself having more deep conversation with these people and understanding where they're coming from, and also like just genuinely like checking in. It's not just a matter of like sending a WhatsApp text like hi, and they're like, oh, I've checked in on them and that's it. And a lot of us, we have been conditioned when someone asks how are you, you just say I'm good, I'm fine. But when you're actually going through something heavy, but I feel like if you create room to like make conversation with someone and you ask them how they're genuinely doing, they'll open up to you, and like be able to share more. And like what Tracy was saying, that we need to, the way we interact with people is different. Everyone has like their own pace of learning and, having a different, like a change of mindset. So like I can give you this information and yes, you will take it like immediately. Within the next week you have changed, but then the other person still has, they take a year. Like it's always pace learning. So we should be more graceful with, when we're trying to like share our feminist values with others and be more intentional.
I love D. I told you guys, why is this what I've got? Anyway, thank you so much for watching Conversations with Kanyomozi. Go ahead and follow Conversations with Kanyomozi on all platforms. That is just IG and YouTube. Simple. Actually, should have paused and gone and added. Anyway.
Give them 1 minute.
I'm going to give you a minute. Just give you a second.
Yeah.
My personal accounts are Kanyomozi Ravoni. Sharon?
My accounts are Sharon with a W_VII.
Shall put like a tag. She doesn't want to be followed.
No, please don't follow. Don't look for me.
Just leave her alone. Okay. Thank you so much for watching.